What's going on, everybody? In this video I'm going to talk about an important defensive technique that is especially useful when playing a character that has an OD reversal, but it is also useful with supers. For this video I'm just going to call this technique motion buffered reversal. It is a technique that is very useful in certain knockdown situations where your opponent can barely start their offense with a drive rush meaty. A lot of knockdowns in this game require a drive rush to start a mix-up. After most of these knockdowns, your opponent usually can recover and block in time versus your reversals after the drive rush. However, after some knockdowns, the opponent can't do that, even if they play a character that recovers faster when whiffing a jab out of the drive rush. So what you can do after a knockdown like this is that you can preemptively buffer the motion of your reversal as you wake up and then look for a drive rush. If your opponent did a drive rush, then you press your attack button to activate your reversal. I recommend even modern controls players to do this because then you avoid the damage scaling. Keep in mind that since you're focusing on reacting to the drive rush, you won't be as ready for checking other things like a regular dash, for example. Now, whether this technique will work or not completely depends on your reversal and the knockdown situation itself. Some characters' ODDPs have more range than others. For supers especially, the range and startup can vary greatly. Some supers are so slow that the opponent can recover in time and block it. I'm only gonna go over many specific throw knockdowns later, but let me go over some general things that these knockdowns tend to have in common. After mid-screen throws, if you did a back recovery, your opponent can often make your OD reversal whiff by whiffing their own throw to stop their momentum. Many characters can also do this with specific special moves. If you know they're going to do this, then you can do a recovery in place instead of a back recovery to be closer to them and still hit them if they whiff their throw. But don't do this too often because many characters can throw loop you without any drive rush if you do a recovery in place. The opponent can also beat most OD reversals by using a drive impact, but this is risky, of course. Many supers have a lot of horizontal range, so they will beat your opponent's whiffed throw. Your opponent can make use of your super's screen freeze. If they delay their drive rush normal, then that normal won't come out because of the screen freeze, and then your opponent can use their own invincible OD reversal or super to beat your super, so it's kinda like an option select. You can interrupt these drive rush normals though because they're not immediate anymore. Let's now talk about many important specific throw knockdowns where you can utilize this technique. I'm gonna show which options your opponent can do to beat your motion buffered reversals. We're gonna use Luke as an example for the one on defense just to give you an idea. Luke has an ODDP with average range at startup, and his level 1 super is very strong because it has lots of range and it's as fast as the average ODDP, and it's a projectile, so level 1 supers won't beat it. Go ahead and test which options your character can use after each of these knockdowns. Alright, let's go through all the knockdowns. Medium donkey kick makes Luke's ODDP whiff, and Luke also can't punish it if he does a back recovery. Luke's level 3 super loses to less options than level 1 here, so that's why it's listed. Heavy Sandblast makes Luke's ODDP whiff. Heavy Charge Knuckle does lose against many other OD reversals, I know from experience. If Jamie hasn't had a drink yet, his weak standing light punch can make him recover in time versus Luke's ODDP and level 1 super, but he's probably gonna drink after a back throw anyway. The only reason Luke's level 2 super is listed here is because it doesn't lose to Jamie's whiff jabs. I highly recommend you do a recovery in place here if you want to use motion buffered reversals. Cammy can use Hooligan preemptively to hop over Luke's level 1 super. The only reason Luke's level 3 super is listed here is because it doesn't lose to Hooligan. Marisa doesn't need to charge her heavy Gladius to make Luke's ODDP whiff. It also won't whiff if he walks back. Marisa can use Superman Punch preemptively to hop over Luke's level 1 super. Marisa's command grab causes a hard knockdown, so there's only one recovery option. Luke's level 2 super does not lose to Superman Punch, but it does lose to her whiffed crouching jab. Marisa can choose to charge her OD Gladius versus Luke's ODDP. Overall, she has less ways to bait Luke when she command grabs him in the corner. I highly recommend only doing a recovery in place in this situation. I also want to show you really strong throws with Drive Rush Oki where motion buffered reversals won't be useful, because the opponent does recover fast enough to be able to bait reversals. Marisa can also dash instead of Drive Rush, but then she's only +1. This slide is kinda tough to time properly, but good DJ players will be able to do this, I think. Blanka doesn't even need to use Drive Rush to get mid-screen Oki. I hope this video helped you out, and I'll see you in the next one.